We're going to look at the printer as an output device of our computer and see some technologies that we use to print data. So printers are output devices of the computer that print data on a paper or other materials that are a result of some process. And so it provides permanent information to the user. So basically we can classify printers in two groups. The first one are the impact printers, and this is the case of where some mechanical artifact hits the paper and marks it. So there's actually an impact on the paper to do the printing. The dot matrix printer, for example, is the most common impact printer. It's a matrix of needles, can be 9 to 24 needles, that draw patterns that correspond to individual characters on the paper. And this is an impact printer. For faster printing, there were printers that printed one complete line at a time. Also impact printers, they were called line printers. But they were limited to printing only characters and not pictures. Then all these printers, these impact printers, have now been replaced by non-impact printers. These are printers that do not hit the paper to print out what you want. So the most common ones are inkjet printers. They're used mostly in the domestic and the office environment. And what it does is pulverizes the ink over the paper to form colored letters and also shapes. Then there's also laser printers. These are more professional, mostly used in the office, and they are faster and obviously and usually offer better quality results than inkjet printers. Then with the digital photography booming, obviously the demand for output devices capable of printing high quality copies of photos has been an issue. So photographic printers are nowadays of more and more high quality and are able to create printed copies of photos similar to the ones we used to develop on special paper in a store. Another type of printer is thermal printers. They use heat and some wax-based material to obtain the output. And they are used, for example, to print tickets for customers in stores and in restaurants. Then nowadays it's very common to find multifunctional devices that integrate a printer and a scanner as an external device to your computer. And this is very handy because it can save space on your desktop and possibly also save some money for those who need both devices in one. Then for large dimension printing we use plotters, and these use a nib pen-based system that we can see here on the slide to print blueprints or posters, for example, up to A0 size, so big poster printing. And finally, with respect to the colors, well, in the case of the emitted light, a color is formed by the composition of three primary colors. And in this case, we are talking about reflected light. So then the colors are different. And if you have a printer, you will probably recognize the three colors because they are cyan, yellow and magenta. And these are the basic cartridge colors that we always buy for our printers. So as we know, the combination of all these colors is always black, but this is not pure black. So that's why you always in your printer need an additional black cartridge to make sure that you can also print in pure black color. So over the last years, commercial printers are now also available that can print in 3 dimensions, 3-dimensional printers. And what they do is that they use a plastic thread to create a model by stacking thin layers of this material according to whatever you want to print. So in the near future we will possibly see applications of these 3D printers in manufacturing, medicine and even in cooking. So these are some output devices as the printer to print data of your computer.